I'm so excited about today's live because I'm using it as a trial for my sort of favorite face routine of the moment, because I did this the other day and it was absolutely phenomenal. So I don't want to kind of post that video though without kind of quality assuring it one more time and seeing what you guys think about like my foundation routine without, kind of an opinion or a background on it. So I'm still jabbering. Okay, this is trying to get myself into the zone. So I'll talk about the skin prep that I did first. So the first thing I did was I used first of all, I cleansed my face using the Naturium cleanser. Then I used the Bioma Balancing Face Mist and I did a shitload of spritzes all over my face. Then after that, I slopped a load of the Bioma Hydrating Milky Toner all over my face. That felt amazing, but it took a while to soak in. So do give your products time to actually soak in and rub them into the skin, especially if you are as dry as my 35-year-old face is. So after that, then I didn't actually use that much of this. I'm kind of just trying to use it up though. It's the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. It's grand. It's nothing special. I probably wouldn't repurchase it because I have about 1,000 moisturizers in my drawer that need using up. And then the final step in my skincare routine was the Clarins UV Plus Anti-Pollution SPF 50. I don't really like this either. I just have a sample and I'll probably get one more use out of it. So probably 2 uses. This is only 0.1 fluid ounces. So what's that, like 3 ml? So maximum 2 uses out of that. So it's fine. I just don't like the smell. It just feels too much like a traditional sunscreen. And when you've used things like Supergoop or Medicaid or whatever, they're just so much nicer. It feels much more like skincare rather than just sun cream on your face that you'd use at the beach. Okay, so I've also filled in my brows. So to fill in my brows today, I use the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 3.5. It's one of those super, super fine tips. All right, so I use that. It's a little bit warm, but my hair is still quite warm as well as I'm growing out a lot of the dye. So that doesn't really matter. And then another product I'm trying to use up because I probably wouldn't repurchase it is the NYX Professional Makeup, the Brow Glue in the shade Taupe. Now, I don't really have a major issue with the hold on this. I mean, I have hardly any brow hairs anyway, so that's not an issue. But the fact that it has like almost no color and it's supposed to be the shade Taupe, like I'm rubbing a shitload of it on my hand there. And like bearing in mind, you'd spread it out in your hand. It's not giving you a lot of color, okay? So I probably wouldn't buy this again. It's not terrible, but it's also not amazing. Oh, you think I'm handsome. Thank you. That's a lovely compliment. Okay, so lovely to see lots of people have joined me. So we are going to try out this new base routine that I tried the other day and I was just like, oh, it was absolutely gorgeous. I loved it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to mix 2 foundations together. Now I do like both of these separately, but I don't love them. They both have their own issues, okay? So the first one is the MAC Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation, not powdered, in the shade NW5. Now the shade is brilliant. It's really, really pale, almost about half a shade too light for me. But the issue with this is despite the fact that it says Studio Radiance, it's not actually as radiant as I want it to be. And I mean, why would you keep using something that has radiance in the name and isn't actually that radiant? I would say it's a satin foundation at best. Then this one is the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint in the shade 02, which despite being 02 is actually the lightest shade. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me. So this is gorgeous. I love the finish. I love the longevity. I love the dewy finish. However, it's a touch too dark, okay? So I tried this the other day. I mixed the 2 of them together and it looked fucking amazing. But I don't want to make a full video on how amazing my new foundation routine is until I've tested it a couple of times. And I also want your opinions on how it looks on my skin, okay? I'm 35 years old, I have dry skin, so we've got a few issues here, we've got a few bits to cover up. I have a sunspot, I have some freckles, I have some pores like everybody else does, okay? So let's just see. I would typically like a medium coverage and again, as dewy, glowy and hydrating as possible. Hello, Turnip5, lovely to see you. Okay, so I've just given this MAC one a good old shake, okay, because it has been sitting in the drawer for a while. And I'm just going to put one pump of that for the moment on my hand, okay? Now, this Maybelline skin tint, it is quite affordable, but it has one of these stupid droppers that nobody likes. You can see I've still used a good bit of it. And like, this is my second bottle. So I kind of have like a toxic relationship with this foundation or skin tint because it's like, I fucking love the finish, but it's still too dark for me, and that annoys me when I look at it in the mirror, okay? So, I mean, I know it doesn't really bother some people if their foundation's a little bit too dark, but it annoys me as a pale person. I just kind of feel like, why can't I have what everybody else has, which is a good shade match? Okay, so you can see the shade difference there. It's quite significant, but when I mixed them together the other day, I got about kind of like a Goldilocks shade, which is probably like, I don't know, an NW 7 or 8, something like that. I don't even know if that exists. I don't think so. And I'm literally just mixing that together on the back of my hand. Both of these foundations are quite liquidy, so like they would have run on my hand, if you know what I mean. They seem to be okay now that I've sort of sloshed them together. Right, so I'm going to apply these with a damp beauty blender type sponge. It's not an actual beauty blender. It's mad swollen as well because I've already dampened it. So if you dampen the sponge, that will stop it soaking up too much of the product. So I've only just put a little bit on there, but I'm just going to start patting that in there now. There's kind of like a flat end on this, which is quite good. So again, you can start to see a little bit of radiance. I'm going to build it up now. Not really going quite under my eye. So we're going to put concealer there later. The lighting is changing because I am filming in natural light in front of a big window. But I think that's lovely. So again, no makeup, light layer. We'll see how much we need. Again, I only took a small amount and put it on my hand, so we'll see how it goes. This is actually just quite a nice sensation, just like the damp sponge. Da, 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 da. I think it feels a lot nicer on your face than, say, a big brush and like, I don't know. I kind of get sick of brushes and I think they apply too much product sometimes. Hello. Thank you for joining me. Everybody is welcome here. It can be difficult to get in around my nose, especially because of my piercings. So what I'm going to do is later on, I'm going to take this much smaller little beauty sponge. God, this is dirty. And I'm going to go around that area with that. Oh, sub is always welcome. Oh my God, I was just looking at that Tier cushion foundation. They started selling it in like Boots and places. I was amazed actually. And they have it in that new Korean beauty shop in the Arndale in Manchester as well. I can't remember the name of it. Is it like Pure Soul or something? I'm probably mispronouncing that now, which is terrible, but I think that's what it's called. Tell me what you think. What did you say? It's quite pleasant to use. So tell me how you actually put it on because I'm dead interested. I've always been interested in cushion foundations, but when they came out originally over here, like when L'Oreal did them, I don't know, like 15 years ago, all the shades were really dark and it wasn't really like a proper cushion. So I mean, like, look at this now for a shade match. This could not be better in terms of shade. It's giving me some glow. It's not quite as glowy as it was the other day. That might be because I might have used slightly more of the MAC or less of the Maybelline. It could be the ratio. I don't know. It could be just my skin today. Although my skin prep was pretty good, so. Oh, thank you very much for liking my video. That's very kind of you. Okay, so just to make sure everything in every nook and cranny of this face is blended in, I'm going to go around my nose. And then anywhere like around my eyebrows, it's kind of like hard to get into. Anywhere I'm seeing anything a bit thicker or less thick, just going over everything to smooth it all out. Yes, I've heard the exact same about the or any proper like Asian or Korean sort of foundation product that comes in that sort of cushion compact. You basically have to use an extremely light hand, and there's a certain way to apply it. It's not like any other kind of typical foundation that you would just throw on. It kind of reminds me of, do you remember when people used to use, oh, what was it called? It was It was a compact that everyone used to use. Was it Max Factor, the cream foundation? And everyone used to like slop it all on. And it used to be so heavy and so orange. I just realized I am looking a bit creepy here with the kind of matted out lips. I don't really know where I'm going yet. I don't have any set plans today other than I'm working later on. So I don't really have any plans to go anywhere. I might just go for a walk or whatever. We shall see. Sometimes I just like to put on makeup for me. It's not for anybody else. My lips are feeling a tad dry, so I am going to put on a bit of a balm. This one is the Glossier Birthday Balm.com. I've always liked this one. Yes, that's exactly the one, the Max Factor Compact, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh my God, you're going to see Corn. That's so cool. I would love to go and see them, but the standing tickets for Manchester sold out so fast. So I was a bit disappointed. Right, now I'm looking very, very flat. So I'm going to take my new favorite product that I finally got from Sephora the other day because it had been out of stock like forever. This is the Sephora own brand contour stick in the shade Fair to Light. So I've already flattened it. It comes in more of a dome shape, okay? Now, this is about 15 quid, and to be honest, you don't get, oh, actually, it's more than I remember. You don't get a ton of product, but I can tell you now, this is going to be gone in a couple of months because I love looking really, really contoured and snatched out. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Okay, we're going to see how that goes. I'm not sure. I've kind of just been experimenting with how I'm using it. I haven't really come up with a perfect method yet. I'm going to take this brush. You've seen me use this loads of times. It's the Samantha Ravndal Concealer Blend Kabuki. I mean, in what world are we using that for concealer? Okay, so let's start over here. And I'm blending everything in towards my hairline to basically give my face more dimension because I've essentially flattened it by making it all one color. So this blends so easily. It's really emollient, super soft. And I just feel like with a cream, it's easier to control than say the e.l.f. Halo Glow contour, the wand or the camo one. I still really love both of those products and I am using them up. But like this, like for example, even just for travel would be a lot easier because it's not a liquid. And again, hello, welcome. People are talking about all kinds of cool random stuff in the comments. Awesome. Very happy to have everybody here. So again, I'm just blending this in. You can see it's really creating that contrast and it's giving my face some dimension when it had been flattened. Super easy to blend and just general good product. Like I'm glad I waited for it and it's definitely worth the price. Is it more expensive than the e.l.f. ones? Yes, but as of now, like at this moment in 2026, I don't know of a really cool toned contour stick like this one. So I'll just compare it actually, just for anybody who's interested. There's the contour stick. I'll make that a little bit thicker. And I'm just going to show you the shade of the e.l.f. ones because they're probably the most popular at the moment. Now the e.l.f. two are nearly the same color, so I'm not going to swatch them both. I'm just going to do the Halo Glow Wand one. This is kind of annoying as well because when you squeeze it, it like comes out from all sides. So they're pretty much the same color, but I just feel like, especially for beginners, you get better control with the Sephora one. So that would probably be easier for you if you struggle to blend things in, or maybe you're just not quite as, what's the word? Dexterous with your makeup brushes and everything at the moment. So I'm really happy now with how this is looking so far. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some blush. Now I got a new liquid blush. I say a new liquid blush. I think this is my first ever liquid blush apart from the e.l.f. one. And this was from Huda Beauty. Now originally I wanted to get one of the Makeup by Mario cream blushes because I've never had a proper cream blush, not in about 20 years. So I went in and the Makeup by Mario one I had, they didn't have the shade. Then I went and looked at the MAC ones, wasn't overly impressed. They didn't seem like glowy enough. Like they look pretty and everything and the lasting power is meant to be awesome, but I was just wanting something to give me glow and hydration on my face. So they didn't have anything that I was looking for, and then I came across this. Now my big problem with blushes at the moment is that they're all kind of like really, really warm toned, or bubblegum pink. And this actual shade is called bubblegum. So I did end up with a bubblegum pink, but I do really like the color. So I'm going to apply that kind of higher up on my cheek and kind of curving to the side. Because even if I put on a little bit too much, doesn't really matter because I haven't done my concealer yet. That's kind of a trick I've been practicing, is doing my concealer after my blush in case there are any disasters. Now, I'm kind of fortunate in that I can wear most blush shapes. Just a feature of my long and strangely shaped face. How have I been? I've been great. Thank you very much. Just really, really busy. Yeah, no, finding a good blush that isn't just Barbie or bubblegum pink is really difficult. Like, not many brands do like a mauve or anything. So I'm going to take like the pointed end here, and I'm just going to start moving around the edges of that. Hello, welcome to my channel. The e.l.f. lilac does look nice. However, I got a She Glam lilac blush, and I feel like it's too lilac-y, and I didn't want to invest in the e.l.f. one, not that it's that expensive, without having tried one first. I'll show you that one now in a minute, actually. Okay. That's actually sheared out quite a lot on camera, but not as much in real life. But I'm going to put a tiny bit more over here. And then I will show you the She Glam one as well. Now, this blush is pretty matte, I would say, but any liquid blush is generally more flattering than a powder if you have dry skin. So there's still a slight sheen from it, I guess like a satin finish, but there's no actual shimmer in this product. I'll just swatch it there for you. And I'll spread it out across my hand a little bit. Yeah, that's just matte, really, okay? So there's no sparkle in that. Now let me show you the She Glam one, if I can find it. Oh, I swear I've been looking at it all week and now it's disappeared. Hang on. Where did I chuck that? It does not want to be found. And yes, this room is really messy, but I don't really care. It'll probably show up later. Let me talk about two other products that I picked up from the She Glam haul though. So this one is the Dew and Done Skin Tint with SPF 20 sunscreen. 30ml, lovely packaging. Apply liberally 15 minutes before sun exposure and reapply at least every 2 hours. Well, if you want to put that on as a foundation, you're not going to be reapplying it every 2 hours. And then the other one is the She Glam Skinfinite Hydrating Foundation. I can tell you straight away, this isn't hydrating, okay? It's not a bad foundation and the color is lovely. I got both of them in the shade Linen, so like the shades do correspond across the different lines. But jury's out. I think I'll have to do like a testing out video. It might be the way I've applied them. I haven't properly done any wear tests. I did try them separately and sometimes they've kind of worked and sometimes they haven't. So I might just need to find ways of using these that actually work and like combinations of products and skincare underneath. But yeah, kind of jury's out. But if you're interested in knowing about the palest skin products from the She Glam lines, I'm more than happy to do a video because they are pale as fuck. If you're my color, they're almost, again, about like kind of like NW5, they're almost half a shade too light. Right. The lighting has shifted and it has reminded me that I need to put on some concealer. Before I do that, I'm going to use the Milk Makeup Hydro Grips Set and Refresh Spray. I am nearly out of this. It's very similar to the e.l.f. dupe, so I would just get the e.l.f. one if I were you. Yes, was just mentioned it earlier on in the video. I really like the Bioma one. I used that today. Really, really good for dry skin. Okay, so concealer. I am using up my House Labs concealer. It's getting right to the end now. I've had this, it's lasted forever. Now, I don't use the same concealer every day, so that's probably prolonged the lifespan of this. However, I do really like this one. It's probably my favorite alongside the L'Oreal. I did a review video ages ago, it's over a year now, about the Rimmel Multitasker Concealer. And at the time, I did really like that. But I don't know if I've just got more wrinkly and dry under my eyes or if the concealer is expired. But that is not looking hot on me anymore. So I think I'm going to have to throw that one out, which is kind of a shame. But I do need to do a bit of a purge when it comes to like all of my makeup drawers and stuff. So yeah, might do a video on all the stuff I'm throwing out and for different reasons, because I counted and I have like fucking 18 to 20 foundations and skin tints now. Like that's more than any one person is ever going to need. I'm just tapping this in with my ring finger. Again, this is the House Labs concealer. I think this is 26, 27 pounds, so I don't really want to repurchase it. So if anyone has some kind of alternative suggestion for an incredibly hydrating concealer that's at a cheaper price point than 27 quid, I'm happy to listen. I know the Kosas ones are meant to be good, but they're about the same price. So yeah, I also have tried the NYX serum one, whatever it's called, the Bear With Me serum concealer. I didn't find that as hydrating as everyone says. Like, I don't know. And also, it really reminded me of the MAC Pro Longwear concealer because it's got a pump and you can't control how much product comes out. So I always ended up wasting shitloads of product because it is really thick and it does cover, to be fair. But like, I don't want to be wasting product every single time I use it. And again, with NYX, they're really sneaky. Like their prices are kind of low, but then when you look at how much product is actually in the little bottles and stuff, it's fuck all. So I think it's a bit of a false economy if I'm real. So yeah, I definitely didn't like the next one. I know I'm in kind of in the minority when it comes to that, but look, I feel how I feel. Should we do a bit of a nose tip contour? Let's do a little bit of that. I'm just feeling a little bit experimental here now. Okay, so that looks really weird. Let me blend that in. I'm going to use this little tiny beauty blender for that. Yeah, if you like the purge videos, maybe I'll do that. So I'm actually going to film a video after this. It's going to be my first like proper edited video in like months and months because I've been busy and I won't get into it all now. But yeah, I'm just going to do a really simple unboxing, like probably like 5-10 minutes maximum that won't need loads of editing, and then edit it, get it up hopefully today or tomorrow. I do have time to do that, so I'm looking forward to it. I bought the John Lewis Radiance edit and it's amazing, especially like I think the value is like £358 and it was only 70, but I had a voucher for my birthday, so it only cost me £30 for over £300 worth of products. And again, if you have dry skin, Radiance, hello, that's what we're looking for. And like it has a lot of different kinds of facial moisturizers and SPFs in it, but also some of them are for under makeup and some of them aren't. So it's kind of cool that way. Right, so I better start setting my under eyes with something before they start getting all creasy. I went a bit mad on setting powders recently. So I've got the pink Wet n Wild one. I've always got the the Laura Mercier one. Then I've also got the Maybelline Fit Me one, the loose one that you can't get here in the UK. I got it on Amazon, or I've got the Huda Beauty. The Huda Beauty one is the only one that is scented. This one obviously has a slight pink cast, but even on my super fair skin, you don't really notice it. And then I do probably like the Fit Me one the most, and I haven't used that in a few days, so I'm going to use that now. This sifter is really good as well, like you don't get too much product. That's 2 sort of dips like you just watched me do in there now. Now I usually use a velour little puff thing, you know, like the little tiny ones like this to apply my powder. You can use a brush, use whatever you want, whatever suits you. And I just feel like this gives an airbrushed look. And like it's given me a lift. Like, can you see the difference there between the two eyes? I'm just going to get in that corner there. Like I can definitely see it. I don't know what you guys think. So it's like, it's set it, but it's not flat looking, you know? And again, I tend to press that right into the corners of my eyes because I do wear glasses and that's where it tends to mark. So what I would do is if you really like the look of this powder, it is available on Amazon if you're in the UK. You will pay more for it than it costs in the US, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Like you don't need the Huda. You don't need any of the other expensive setting powders. Like I prefer this to the Laura Mercier, like genuinely. I'm looking in the mirror now and I'm like, oh my God, who am I? Am I 27? Like my under eyes just look so much better than they did even before I put any makeup on. So like, look at me, I'm all concealed. My under eyes look fabulous. It's taken at least 8 years off my under eyes, okay? So that looks awesome. Right, so I feel like that's kind of taken the blush down a step or two. So I'm going to add a little blush back onto my face. Let's see what we've got here from my drawer of mystery. Oh, let's go for Well Dressed, a MAC classic. Okay, it's literally just like the first thing I've pulled out of the drawer, scooping that up on random blush brush, and I'm just adding this on. Again, I probably will look like I have more blush than needed in real life. However, that doesn't really bother me because the first thing to wear off your face is always blush. Okay? And again, I'm not really going for heavy duty shine. I'm going from glow from within, candlelit bullshit, okay? This is what we're going for. This is the look. Right. Clearly I can't take even myself seriously. Right, now, this is all looking pretty good. I did put mascara on earlier because I did have a student this morning and I didn't want to like terrify them by looking like an egg. I'd never met them before, so please ignore all this mess. This is going to get sorted after the video, but I just couldn't face it. I wanted to at least look nice and feel good in myself before I tidy stuff up. It's just a few papers and things out of the office and some clean washing. The carpet has been hoovered, so it's okay. All right, no one come for me. Right, let's decide what I'm doing on my eyes. I feel like I've made such an effort with my base now that I can't really be arsed to do much with my eyes. So it's probably going to be a one and done shade. Actually, oh, for fuck's sake, I found it now. Here's the She Glam blush I was talking about. Okay, so this is the like lilac shade. It's called Lilac Dream from She Glam. So let me just stamp that on and like, it's properly purple, okay? So this isn't even pinky purple. This is full on purple. I would probably use this to mix into maybe the bubblegum. In fact, why not just roll with it? Let's put the bubblegum next to it and then maybe mix a little bit of the two of them together. Like, how cute would that look mixed together? Or even almost like a little bit of a, you could do like the pink fading into the purple. Like, I mean, it really depends how much you love blush, but I can't say I've always been like crazy into blush. Okay, the She Glam one definitely has more pigment. So if you're trying to mix these in, you're going to need more of the bubblegum pink. I'm not really sure. Why is this giving me like My Little Pony vibes? You know those sort of pinky purple colors that the My Little Ponies used to be? So yeah, if you want a My Little Pony blush, there you go. Huda Bubblegum and She Glam Lilac Dream. There you go. Okay, so now that we've talked about My Little Pony, I was not expecting that to come up. Let's find a one and done eyeshadow. Okay, so this one is from Essence and it is in the shade Cocoa. They do have another one that's really popular because it's a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury. This is the shade Oyster. I think I might have talked about that before. I personally prefer Cocoa. I just think it's a bit darker, a bit more me. And then this one is a bit more sort of cool toned. If I show you, that's the Oyster. I think the Charlotte Tilbury one is called Oyster Girl, but they're basically the same color. Essence can be quite sneaky with their dupes and their names because they have an eyeshadow pencil called Teddy that has been around for like 15, 20 years. And that like has never been called out, even though it's a clear dupe for Teddy eyeliner from MAC. Like they've never got caught with it. Right, so this is the one I'm going to use, which is a bit deeper, a little bit warmer and a bit more me. Like I tend to use warm bronzy browns. Okay. So let's give this a go. I'm just going to slap it on with a synthetic brush. I tend to use creams and synthetic brushes more often. So here I'm just taking a real Techniques shading brush, whatever that's supposed to mean. And I'm just throwing that onto my eye. I did put a little bit of concealer on my eye earlier if you were here for that. So I guess that's technically a base, but like there's no primer on my eyelid. Any of these sort of creaseless shadows, like you don't need a base with them, or you shouldn't anyway. And I found that these wear extremely well throughout the day. Oh my God, yeah, the Benefit Creaseless Cream eyeshadows, you're taking me back. I only ever had one of them and it was this weird orangey color that didn't really suit me, but they were really good. I remember they made a really good gray color. I think a friend of mine had that one. They were really popular. God, that's such a blast from the past. Thank you for reminding me about that. Okay, so I am kind of struggling to apply this. It's kind of got a bit of a moussey texture. I'd forgotten about that. That's not the product's fault, that's mine. I'm just not taking, there we go, enough of it up on the brush. I was afraid of doing too much and then I didn't do enough. So yeah, slapping that on there now. And we'll blend out the edges in a minute with like a powder shadow. That's kind of how I like to apply these things. So I'll lay down a cream and then blend it out with a powder, which sounds weird, but it does actually work. So the thicker you apply this, the darker it's going to look and the more metallic. It's definitely a metallic rather than a sparkle, but it's not kind of in your face. So I think you can wear this like as an everyday kind of a look. Not that it would stop me anyway if it was super metallic and frosty, but you know, I get that people have like the office and whatever. Okay, so I'm going to bring that out a little bit. Again, if you have smaller eyes, this is a good trick to make them look larger. Just bring your eyeshadow out a little bit further than the natural end of your eyelid. Okay, so I am going quite a bit further out, and I'm also giving it a bit of a lift. Okay, and I'm actually going to apply a little bit of that under the eye as well. I do already have mascara on down here, which is a bit weird, but we'll just roll with it. So yeah, these kind of shades I absolutely love. If I was to kind of call it similar to something, it's quite similar to MAC Sable or maybe slightly deeper. So if you know you like that shade and you would like it in maybe like a cream version, this is for you. It's probably about £3, I'd say, max. I tend to order Essence from Notino, but I've had a bit of an issue with their stock lately where I wanted to get some of the newer products like the Silky Blur foundation and concealer, and they've just not had my shade. So I can't find the best place to do a big Catrice and Essence order because I'm like craving their new products, okay? So I am now going to take a blending brush. I'm going to take just literally any fluffy random one. And then I'm going to take a transition shade. Do you remember when we used to call them that? Transition shades. Literally just picking anything here. I think I have the Vega palette somewhere here from Lisa Eldridge. I know that's got a really good blending shade in it. Oh yes, this is the kind of vibe we're going for now today. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this and maybe a tiny bit of this. Again, kind of reasonably cool toned, and that just kind of brings the whole thing together. I love mixing warm and cool tones. I think it's a great way to finish off a makeup look and make it look sort of cohesive and put together. And again, don't be afraid to blend that up. I always look at videos afterwards and I'm like, why didn't I bring it up further? So keep lifting it higher and higher. I'm just thinking about Ralph Wiggum now being pushed on the swing by Mr. Burns and going, higher! It's exactly the things that go through my mind. I am very strange, yes. Yes, that was the name of the shade that I was talking about. Skinny jeans, pewter, perfect description, absolutely. Well remembered. You have such a good memory for makeup, honestly. Okay, tiny bit more. I feel like you and I could just like sit and talk about makeup all day and like remember this and remember this. We'd be like the member berries from South Park. I member, I member. And again, the further you bring this out, the greater the illusion that you have massive eyes, which I clearly don't. Makeup and metal, yeah. So tell me, how much were the corn tickets? I'm kind of afraid to ask, if you don't mind me asking, of course. How much were the corn tickets for Newcastle? Because I think I'm going to be really sad and just go to the tribute act that's on next month in Manchester. Do you know what? That wasn't bad. I thought they were going to be over 100. I paid £90 for Limp Bizkit last year and it was well fucking worth it. I would love to see Corn. I'm going to keep an eye out for like resale tickets, etc. But yeah, awesome. I hope you have a fantastic time. I'm sure you will. I don't even know why I'm hoping that. But yes, go and have a wonderful time. I will probably have to stick with my tribute act. But we will see. We will see. Maybe on the resales. Maybe on the resales. I'm also dying to go to Damnation this year because Carcass and Satyricon are both playing as well as Mall. So that's kind of a plan for me, especially now as Damnation Festival is in Manchester and not Leeds. Oh yeah, I love that feeling. Like looking forward to it and planning your night around a concert is honestly the fucking best feeling. And I love getting ready as well. That's like 95% of the fun. Maybe not for Corn, but like in general for nights out and gigs and stuff. I love getting ready for stuff like that. Now, I could bring this down a little bit lower. In fact, I might need to on this side just to even them out. But I also don't want to go too heavy. So we'll see. We'll see how it all evolves. Okay. Now, I'm feeling like I've wiped some of my eyebrows off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my NYX brow pen in the shade Ash Brown. Again, I have a love-hate relationship with this. Sometimes we get along and sometimes we don't. There is way too much liquid on the tip of this, so I'm going to just wipe it off slightly. It leaks. I don't know why no one talks about the fact that this leaks every single time, this Lift and Snatch brow pen. I've had two of them now and both of them have leaked, so it's not just one random pen. And again, I'm just kind of dragging this out, lengthening my eye. You don't want to pull it down too much, like I'm not going to go straight down, but trying to follow the natural shape of my brow to some extent. Just makes everything look a bit sharper, crisper, etc. And again, makes my eye look slightly larger. The whole eye area is elongated. I can do a couple of flicks as well. Probably doesn't work that well over the brow glue, but you know, it's fine. Aha! I'm not the only one. Someone else said that it leaks in their bag. Ha! There we go. All right, so I think I'm nearly finished, but also it doesn't really feel complete. I don't know. It's very strange, actually. I will do maybe a little bit of highlighter or something. I actually don't know why it doesn't feel complete. Weird. I'm actually going to dig out another old favorite because of the audience I have here. And this is filthy, so please excuse it. It's white packaging and this is just what happens. This is the Alchemist palette from Kat Von D or KVD. Oh, actually, no, it does say Kat Von D on the inside. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why I had to count that. I'm supposed to be a maths teacher. 4 different iridescent highlighters, okay? Now, I'm going to take a bit of the blue one and the ultraviolet one and mix them together. Just a little bit, and place that on the top of my cheekbone. Probably doesn't really go with the warm eye look, but I've sort of neutralized that anyway, so we'll just roll with it. And this highlight is all very sort of 2017-esque. Oh, I do like that now. That's good. Okay, that's upped the ante a small bit, hasn't it? Okay, I think I know what's missing. I haven't used any liner, like liquid liner or anything, and I think just with something looking this kind of dramatic, I might use it. Now, I don't know if I've used this on camera or not. I think I might have used it once, but this is the Catrice, the Essence eyeliner pen, extra long lasting in the shade brown, okay? Now, I absolutely love the color of this, but I don't get on well with felt tips, okay? Mainly because they seem to just dry out before I'm finished doing a line. This is also a touch watery. It's not as opaque as I would like, but I love the color. I think it's so much softer than a black, but still gives you the definition that you want. Also, if you mess it up like I often do, it's not as obvious because it's not black. So I'm just doing natural little flick. I might go slightly further in. There we go. Doesn't that look so much better on that side now? I just feel a bit more me, like, okay. Now, the challenge to match to the other side. Now, this eyelid is a bit larger, so I tend to bring my eyeliner slightly higher up if I can to sort of make them look a bit more symmetrical, because at the end of the day, beauty is symmetry. And again, the tip is starting to run out of ink. Oh, remember Mac phone number? That actually came up on Vinted the other day and I was like, oh, blast from the past. And there was a really stunning purple, but it's sold out pretty quickly. But I'll keep an eye out for another one. The thing is, do I really need another eyeliner? I've got Prunella and like it's pretty, but you can't really notice that it's actually a plummy purple color. It kind of blends into gray, which isn't the best. I also have MAC Costa Riche, but that's very warm. I think I need to get coffee. Do you know what? That's actually not a bad flick. I need to make it slightly larger. Pray for me. Oh ho ho, she's got it today. Yes. Awesome. Oh, sometimes things just go well and you don't know why. It's just vibes. We're living on vibes. I have also had like 4 shots of coffee, so that might be it too. Okay. Let's just double check everything's looking kind of even-ish. I do need to do a lipstick as well. So what I might do, get this off, which is just a lip balm. Eyelashes are a little bit dusty. Hang on there now. Okay, so we're going to do another spritz of the Milk Hydro Grip setting spray. Oh, that is just so pleasant. But again, I'm going to replace it with e.l.f. I'm not spending like 20, 30 quid on this. It's not worth it, okay? I'm just becoming a drugstore queen as I get older. I'm like, I'm not paying for that. That's ridiculous. I sound like my mother, but I'm kind of okay with it. Right, the next thing then I'm going to do is use an actual hardcore setting spray over the top. Now, I bought the Huda Beauty Easy Bake setting spray, which is, I believe, alcohol-free, fragrance-free, hyaluronic acid. So it's supposed to be hydrating, but then I saw someone reviewing setting sprays and they said that this is for oily skin and it's a mixture of a setting and a fixing spray, like it will hold it in place. I'm not overly impressed with it, to be honest. And again, this was like 20 odd quid, like, so not going to buy it again. I want to try the Milani Make It Last one, and that's probably the next on my list. But until I use up this and this and the Vive one, it's not going anywhere. This really just feels like a hydration mist. Again, I don't feel like it's anything special, and it has a really strong smell. Now, I don't mind the smell, but I think that would bother lots of people. Now, the other thing with the Huda one, I like almost don't trust the spritz. Because sometimes not much comes out, and then other times it'll just smack you in the face with like droplets. And like at nearly 30 quid, I expected more, Huda. Like, come on. Okay, so we're having a look at the skin. Oh, we have a little bit of fallout here. We'll get a Q-tip. Flick that away. I'm still generally really enjoying how all of that looks. Hopefully there's not too much makeup in my hair, which just happens when you blend your contour in, you know, but you know, occupational hazard. But I'm really happy with how this has turned out. What I might do is just take MAC Giga Black Lash and put that on my lower lashes, because they have got slightly covered in powder. The Catrice Glowy Setting Spray. Oh, I don't know if I've tried that one. I know they've got a couple. I had one of them and I wasn't overly impressed, but you know, that's just me, unimpressed as usual. Sometimes I feel like I prefer them retrospectively. Like, I didn't think the e.l.f. one was that good until I ran out of it. Like, do you know what I mean? Okay, so this is our final look. I will try and be organized and actually take a picture of this and use it, you know, as the thumbnail for the video, but you know, we'll see. You can't really rely on me for these things, but I am going to film that unboxing for the Radiance edit from John Lewis. So if you've enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, okay? And then you will be updated whenever I have a new live or a new video or whatever. And tell me what you want to see, okay? Oh yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I do love the original Urban Decay setting spray. I just finished mine. I'm planning an empties video at some point. That was really sad to see that one go, but there's probably millions of those bottles on Vinted, so just go and have a good hunt and buy a few. Right, sorry, getting sidetracked. Thank you very much. I just realized that I forgot a lipstick, so we'll just throw a bit of this one on. This is my go-to, which is Blazed Donut. I think it's now just called Donut, from Fenty. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, that looks better. I'm a bit glossier, a bit more muted on the lip. I am going to go and film something else now after I tidy my room. But don't forget to hit like and comment, subscribe, watch my other videos. Have a fun day, okay? And I will talk to you soon. Bye!